today's video, I'm going to show you how to solve radical equation. So in today's discussion, we will use first the one radical. What does the one radical mean? Let's see this example. Example number 1. If we have square root of x plus 2 equals to 5, how can I solve this one? So the first step we have to use is square both sides. That means x plus 2 under square root equals to 5. So if I square both sides like this will give me the square will cancel out the square root sign in the left side. So that means in here I will have x plus 2, and then 5 squared is 5 times 5, which is 25. Now I have to subtract both sides negative 2 from both sides. So this will give me x is equal to 25 minus 2 is 23. Okay, this is my answer. But every time when I get an answer, I have to check it to accept it. Otherwise, I cannot just accept numbers because they are mathematically correct. Okay, so let's plug in this one back to the original equation. So that means here, instead of x, I'm gonna plug 23 plus 2 equals to 5. 23 plus 2 is square root of 25 equals to 5. Square root of 25 is 5. 5 is equal to 5. So my answer is correct. Great. Let's take another example. Example number 2. Assume you have this equation 5x plus 4 minus 2. Remember, this minus 2 is outside the square root sign. This is equal to 0. In this case, we cannot directly square both sides. The first thing we have to do is we have to move the negative 2 into the right side, because since that's out of the square root, before squaring everything, add plus 2 to both sides, plus 2 to both sides. So in the left side, you will have 5x plus 4, which is equal to 2. Now, we turn this one into something that looks like the first example. So now I can square both sides. When I square both sides, in this step, I will have 5x plus 4 in the parenthesis square it equals to 2 squared. Okay. Now, this will give me, as usual, this square will cancel the square root symbol or sign. 5x plus 4 equals to just 4. All right. So now I am looking for x value. So if I'm looking for the x value, every time I have to go clean all the clutters next to the x. So the first one is minus 4. All right, I have to eliminate 4 first. So I remain with 5x because this 4 will cancel this one, equals to, and then this will give me 0. Right. So now again, there is 5 next to x. So I have to divide both sides by 5 to cancel the 5. So x is equal to 0 over 5 is 0, because any number over 0 over any number is 0. Now, as always, check. I have to check it. Always don't forget to check. Okay. Do not accept a number without checking. So the x value is 0. Go ahead and then plug the 0 in the first equation. So that's going to be 5 times 0 plus 4, right? This is under square root minus 2. This will give me 0 if it is the answer. All right, so square root of 5 times 0 is 0 plus 4 minus 2 is equal to 0. All right, 0 plus 4 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2, right? And then I have another 2 here. Minus 2 is equal to 0. 2 minus 2 is 0, and 0 is equal to 0, which is true. So my answer is 0. Okay, the x value is 0. All right, let's go to something different. Okay, let's go to something different. Example number 3. Let's go to example number 3. Okay, let's say you have x plus 3 equals to x plus 1. Okay, as always, let's square both sides. Okay, let's square both sides like this. So this is gonna be x plus 3. Remember, if I square the square root, that will take care of this sign, and then I will have the radicand outside. This is equal to This means that x plus 1 twice times x plus 1. Square is just writing something twice. So x plus 3 equals to, if I multiply this x with x, x with 1, and then 1 with this, another one with this one, this is distributive property. That will definitely give me x squared plus 2x plus 1. Okay, so at this point you have to recognize this, the right side is quadratic, the left side is linear, so I have to just combine them again. So to do so, what I have to do is I can subtract x, and then I subtract 3 from this one, and then do the same thing in the right side, so minus x minus 3. Okay, so the whole thing will be 0 in the left side, and then I have x squared here. 2x minus x is going to be 1 positive x. Positive 1 minus 3 is minus 2. Okay, this is quadratic, right? This is quadratic. It takes me to quadratic, okay, into quadratic. Now what I have to do now is, well, I can write it down this way: x squared plus x minus 2 equals to 0. So I can open two parentheses is equal to 0, of course, and then x here, x here. So I have to look for two numbers. When I multiply them, they give me negative 2, and then when I add them, they give me positive 1, because there is 1 in here. In front of x, there is 1. Okay, so those numbers are definitely the plus 2 and then minus 1. Okay, if you don't know how to factor quadratic, please go ahead and then watch the other videos on quadratic, on factoring quadratic. Okay, all right, so this is multiplication. This is the zero product property to find the answer. X plus 2 is equal to 0, or x minus 1 is equal to 0. So the first one, x is equal to negative 2, or subtract negative 2 from both sides, or x is equal to plus 1. All right, remember now I have two answers, x negative 2 and then or x negative 1. All right, so this is as usual checking time. Okay, check, right? Check in this right side. So to check this one, I have to just remember the original equation, before I square this one. So the original equation was square root of, right, x plus 3 must be equal to x plus 1. Okay, if I have to accept the answer. So negative 2, check negative 2 first. Negative 2 plus 3 must be equal to negative 2 plus 1, right? And then this is negative 2 plus 3 is square root of 1 equal to negative 2 plus 1 is just positive 1. Square root of 1 is just 1. 1 is equal to 1. So I can accept this as an answer. All right, the next is just the positive 1. All right, so square root of, instead of x, I have to plug in, 1 plus 3 equals to 1 plus 1. 1 plus 3 is this one. 1 plus 3 is square root of 4. This must give me 2. Square root of 4 is, of course, 2. 2 is equal to 2. So 2 is the answer. So my solutions are negative 2 and 1. So I can accept both as my solutions, okay, or as my answers. All right, so let's do one more example, and we will jump to another one. Okay, all right, one more last example. Example number 4. Okay, example number 4. So still you follow the same procedure, but maybe a different problem. So let's take this as an example. Okay, 7x plus 1. Okay, 7x plus 1 minus 1. This is equal to just 2x. Okay, as always, again, what you have to do is you have to move the negative 1 into the right side. So add positive 1 to the left side and then positive 1 to the right side. So that means this will give me something like this: 7x plus 1. All right, and 2x plus 1. Now time to square both, right? Time to square both sides. So if I square both sides, obviously this will be square root of 7x plus 1. All right, this is square, equals to 2x plus 1. again square this one, right? You have to square both sides. If you do something to the left side, you have to do the same thing to the right side. So as always, now you are familiar with this one, 7x plus 1, okay, because this will cancel this again as usual. So now this one, this means that the right side is the left side, the right side is the x plus 1, write it twice, okay? This is 2x plus 1, okay? So if I FOIL this right here, and then if I use distributive property, well, in the left side still I have 7x plus 1. In the right side, 2x times 2x is 4x squared, right? And then plus, okay, 2x, 1 times 2x is going to be 2x, and then another time I will do the same thing. So that's going to give me basically 4x. Please pause your time and then you can check this one, okay? To save time, we are going to simply move quickly on this one. Okay, now the next step is the right side is quadratic, the left side is linear, so I can just cancel minus 7x, okay, minus 7x, and then minus 1 to eliminate everything. So go ahead here, minus 7x, right? Minus 1, very good. So this will cancel as always, this is gonna be 0. So I will have 4x squared, remember now 4x minus 7x, they are like terms, is gonna be minus 3x. Positive 1 and negative 1, they are 0. So this is it. So that means I have 4x squared minus 3x is equal to 0. Okay. Now you have to remember factoring. Okay, factoring. If you don't remember factoring, still also I recommend you to go and watch the factoring. Okay, so I can look at this one. This is 4, this is 3. Well, the GCF of 4 and 3 is just 1, so just leave it. And then if you look for x squared and x, the GCF is going to be just x, and then open parenthesis. So I will have 4x, right? So x times 4x will give me 4x squared minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, is equal to 0. So now I can use zero product property here. This is x by itself, this is multiplication. So this is x, so I can do this, x is equal to 0, or the one in the parenthesis, x, 4x minus 3 is equal to 0, all right? So, okay, 4 is equal to 0 is one answer, and then for the second part, 4x is equal to 3. I moved just 3 to the right, and then x is equal to, divide both sides by 4, 3 over 4, okay? So my answers are 3 over 4 and 0. Now, I cannot just take those for granted. As usual, I have to check. So let's check for 0 first, for 0. For 0, check for 0, check for 0. So that means square root of, right, 7 times 0 plus 1, okay, plus 1 minus 1 is equal to 2 times 0, okay? So I'm using this one. I'm checking my original equation right here, okay? So square root of 7 times 0 is 0, then square root of 1 minus outside 1 is equal to 2 times 0 is 0. So square root of 1 is 1, right? 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. Yes, 0 is equal to 0. So work it. So I accept 0, all right? Now let's check the other one, the 3 over 4. Check, right? Check 3/4, okay? Because I get 3/4 as an answer. Let me check that one. All right, so what I have to do is this, a square root of, right? And look, I'm here, 7x. That means 7 times 3/4, right? Plus 1, right? Plus 1 minus 1 outside is equal to 2 times 3/4 x, okay? Because that's 2x in here, 2x in here. Don't forget that. All right, so this is going to be, if I do this, all right, again, this is going to be 21 over 4 plus 1, right? Minus 1 is equal to by 2, 1 by 2, 2. This is going to be 3 over 2 in the right side, okay? So if you do this one, this is going to be square root of 25 over 4, okay? 25 over 4. Minus outside 1 is equal to 3 over 2, right? So 25 over 1 over 4 means just square root of 25 is 5, square root of 4 is 2, minus 1 is equal to 3 over 2, all right? Excellent. So this is going to be, well, this is obviously 3 over 2, right? 3 over 2 is equal to 3 over 2. So this is also right. So the solution is the answer 0 and 3 over 2 because they both work. Okay, so I hope you enjoy today's video. If you have difficulty on adding fractions and how to factor a quadratic equation, I recommend you to watch other videos recorded on this topic. Other than that, I'll see you another time. Have a great day.